Okay, I'm gonna try this again. So this is the Baldwin house. This is my son's room. I'm working on sheetrock. I need to do caulking up around the moldings, corner trim. Base molding is gonna be tile. We've already done the tile floor. We're in the process now of doing the floor covering, which is like a 0.31 mil plastic. So that gets taped down all the way around. It's gonna take 2 lengths of this. I don't know what's going on with my light. The window screen is not on, it's actually missing on this house. I'm going to cover everything on this window except for that opening. As I'm spraying, all the mist will go out there. And then the doorway over here, I'll cover that with plastic so that that vapor doesn't enter into the rest of the house. I'll use hot mud along the top end of the ceiling here. And I have the block sand the joints. They're pretty close, but there's still some low spots, and then we need painter's caulking on all of the moldings. And let's see what else. My hot mud will be 5-minute, and then all-purpose will get mixed to create the texture. The texture will be orange peel on the walls and a knockdown kind of medium texture on the ceiling. So I'll spray it and then I'll knock it down. So I need to cover my vents. And I need to remove that ceiling fan. It's garbage, so it's going away. All of my outlets get covered with plastic, or not plastic, but tape, so they don't get, I don't have to pull the covers. I can just cover those and then pull the tape immediately after that's done. So all of those things need to be done. My son and I will probably be doing that spraying this afternoon. So light switch also gets covered. It'll be in the down position because it controls the fan. So the blades will be off, the body of the fan will still be there. I'll spray it where it is. After all the spraying and everything's done, all the plastic gets pulled. In fact, all of this molding along the top up here, it will get covered with masking tape. Sometimes I don't do that. Sometimes I just go ahead and say, well, you know what, let's just texture over the top of it and then we'll just wipe it down. But I am going to go ahead. In fact, my son and I talked about that. I am going to cover it. So it'll just be a little easier to clean up. So when it's all said and done, all the trash goes to the floor, and then all of the plastic gets folded in upon itself, and the cleanup will be very light. And as far as my mud, the green top ones they're Hamilton's all-purpose. I'll mix those to the consistency I want. This black tub is some older stuff. It may have chunks of solid debris in it. I don't want that going through my gun, so I'll only be using brand new all-purpose mixed to the thickness I want. My hot mud is the Easy Sand 5. It's the fastest, so I don't have a long wait time at all. I can apply a layer, I can let it set. It will set as I'm applying the next layer. As far as caulking, I have a latex painter's caulking, and that's good enough. And so everything is in the room other than I'm going to have my air compressor, and I will have a drop tank that's probably 20 or 25 gallons. So I'll have enough air volume to be able to use the hopper gun. And these are all things that I own. As far as tools for, this is kind of a knockdown drag tool. You can see that one's well used. And I'll probably have another one right there. It's newer. I'll probably end up using it. And then there's another tool in here I would show. That's a banjo from Homax, and it will work for joints like that. It only works with paper tape, does not work with fiberglass tape. And then that little thing with a wheel on it is actually the tool for if I want to do corners. Like if I wanted to corner that one out with paper tape instead of using wood molding, I would use that tool in the nose of that tool, and that would take care of it. And have I done this a long time? Yeah. See the condition of that bag right there? I've been on God knows how many job sites with that same bag for years. So anyway, I'm just doing it for myself at this point. As far as caulking guns, skeletonized caulking guns, the orange type, so that you have a pressure release on the back, a nice stand lamp so you can see if you have imperfections in your mud. 6-foot ladder, and then I have like a 2 or 3 step stool. And since I'm older, I have a chair. If I want to sit down for a little bit in my own house, I'll do that. Anyway, okay, I'm gonna, oh, the other thing is you cannot have too many tile sponges, either for sheetrock work or for tile work. So as far as our tile stuff, basically like 50-cent 12-inch tile, expensive border trim, and it makes a nice bordered room. So you can keep your costs down, but you can add some character to what you're doing. And then I'll use the gray tile as a base, 12-inch tiles divided in half, so that it'll become a 6-inch tall base going all the way around the room. Thin set is gray, and grout, sanded grout is also gray. So if you were to mess up and have a little bit of your thin set poke through the grout, it's gray on gray, it's not as offensive, right? So a little bit easier on cleanup and that kind of thing. I still need to seal that, but I'll do that once I'm done with everything else in here. All right, and I'll probably come back, give you an update once I've got the texture and everything done. It'll probably be this afternoon. And then there is no trim on the windows. I'm not gonna trim that out until we're done with paint. Same thing with the door. I'll install the door and I'll do window or door trim once I get a door in place, and once again after the texture is done. I have a little bit of a grind I had to do here on this one piece because that tile was sticking up. So I'm actually going to have to grind more of that brick and concrete out and create kind of a little ramp transition, because I don't like a step. I don't want a little bit of a step transition. I'd rather have a ramped transition. So I'll grind more of that out kind of as an angle so that I can bring it into line with the rest of it. Okay, and we'll let you see what that looks like later. Okay, take care, bye.